let's see. I've been working on a few things, as I so love to do. I got rid of my podcast on my Substack because I realized that I could actually put the audio in the post itself, as opposed to having a separate Substack. And because when I, at the time that I did it, I did not have this ability. So now that I do have this ability, I feel like, why not combine them both into the same thing? I'm gonna move this slightly this way, and hopefully I can still read the chat and not feel like the mic is blocking me in any way, shape, or form. I'm also excited because today I'm getting my new glasses. My son broke my previous pair during one of his tantrums, and so these glasses are the glasses I have before that pair. So they're about 2 to 3 years old. So they work, but they're very painful. And I can tell that there is a difference in prescription. And the reason why I can even tell that is because I have sunglasses that are prescription, and my sunglasses prescription is definitely stronger and much different than these. So when I wear my sunglasses, like today I'm going to be wearing my sunglasses when we go out to get my new glasses, I will be able to tell. And I'm leaving these at home. I'm not even bringing them with me, because the pair I'm getting today will have the prescription that my sunglasses have. So it will all be gravy in the Navy. Okay, so I just did Strangers in a Bar. So basically what I'm doing is I'm working my way backwards to add the audio, or embed the audio of myself reading each story, so that way you don't have to, it's not in two different places. Essentially, I'm doing it this way so that everything is in the same place. The audio and the written version of the story, which I like better than having to worry about a podcast and all that jazz. So moving forward, when I record what I've written, I'm just going to embed the audio into the post, put a little update note, and then I will include a little update on what I just did in the in my monthly updates emails, and leave it at that. Another change that I made, I made so many, and this change is actually such a ginormous one that it's going to take me a while to complete. And it's my quote unquote nonfiction stuff. I decided to remove it from the cycle of emails entirely. I've changed the name. I've done a few things, and so what that essentially means is I'm only going to be sending out emails when it's a fiction piece that I've written, or when it's my once a month on the first of the month update email. This is the only time I'm going to send an email. So for now, what that means is I'm only sending 3 emails a month from this newsletter. However, what it also means is the other stuff that I write, whenever I have a thought or whenever something happens that's like, oh, you know what? I just realized my desk view is not up. I actually cleaned my desk, which is lovely. And I'm so happy that I cleaned my desk. Okay, so let me fix this camera angle, because it's slightly not right. Okay, that's better. And let's do this. Okay. It seems like it's too far over. Let's move it this way. Okay. Yes. Well, you know what? I'm playing music, but I'm not actually listening to it, so I'm gonna stop it and continue what I was doing here. So I can just, anytime I have an idea that I want to... Oh, what just happened here? Why did this just not go with it? That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna drag this down and then I'm gonna come... It's so weird that it's not letting me... Hold on. I'm gonna open my notepad real quick because I don't understand. Okay. I want to be able to keep the thing. I don't know why. I wonder if it did that for the other one and I totally saved and didn't think to do this. Okay. So now that's good. I shouldn't have had to do all that to get that in there, but let me just leave that notepad open just in case I need it. Just in case. You should be able to see. Okay, you are seeing my desk. Okay. I'm gonna eventually fix this camera that's over here. I just haven't found the right position, spot, angle, whatever you want to call for it. Hey, Silent Willow, what's up? Let me know if you can hear me okay. My mic should be picking me up pretty loudly. The gain is only up to like half, so... I am well. I'm just, setting up some things, trying to be quick about it because I know my wife will be texting me that she's on her way back soon-ish. Mic is solid. Sweet. Wait, did I just do this one or did I do this one already? I did this one already. Okay, let's go back. I removed the podcast aspect of my Substack and I'm now putting the audio of each of the ones that I recorded long time ago. I am putting it just in each thing itself so you can listen and read at the same time. At the time that I did these recordings, basically the ability to embed audio wasn't there. This is a fairly new feature. I mean, there are new features popping up left and right in Substack, which is both great and annoying because they just do it and then I just trip over it, as I'm working in it. And I'm working in Substack constantly all day, I feel like. So while the average person who probably only comes to Substack when they got something to post, which might be weekly or monthly, they might not see a slight change. But me, because I'm in here all the time, like I could be working on one thing right now and then come back to it and be like, this is not what it looked like a minute ago, because that's how frequently they're making updates in here. Like one of the ones that I just noticed, which I like, don't get me wrong, but I would not have noticed it had I not been tinkering in here less than an hour ago, is this. They added this lovely little page here, which luckily when they added this, they made it hidden, so it's something that you have to make visible. So it's not something that they threw in here and then you see it and you realize everyone else can see it and you're scrambling to be like, wait, I don't want this, how do I turn it off? So they're getting better about that, where whenever they have a new feature, is that they're turning it off and they're making the default that it's in the off setting. So you need to find it, know that it exists, and then turn it off for your own thing, which I much prefer than them just turning something on that's a new feature and then me finding it like everybody else and being like, oh, I wish I had the ability to turn it off because, I don't want it. Hold on one second. Someone is telling me that that I should have had the ability to comment on something, and I just want to show them that I cannot. So, oh, they just opened it. Okay. Because before I could not comment on this, but it looks like they fixed that issue. Let me go to their comments. Reply. Huh. That is actually the topic of discussion. How do readers find you on Substack? I mean, it's a different way of putting it, but it's the same discussion of where do I find readers for Substack? But that is fine because I like to answer these types of discussions I find on Substack in my own and just link back to where my initial thoughts came from. So how do readers find me on Substack? So in Substack, they have this lovely explore page. And if you were to go to Substack, like if you were to just to go to substack.com, I don't know if I'm able to do it because I'm signed in, but let's test it if I'm able to do it. Yeah, I can't because it's going to give me basically the same thing that I happen to be in. It's just it looks slightly different because it's the explore page. But if you go to substack.com, it'll probably show you like their home page for someone who isn't subscribed at all. And there's an area where you can search within Substack. And so you would come in here and, you could search, I guess, the word fiction. And it will give you different publications, different posts where the word fiction might be in the title of everyone's post. Or you can search for people, in which case fiction is either in the name or it's in the description of the thing, and then you can filter, etc., etc. So that's how people find me. Like today I got a couple of new subscribers today, and one of the things that I was actually writing about in my in the post that I wrote today, which is actually fairly long. I think it's one of the longest ones I've written. It's like almost 2,000 plus words, is discussing how one of the things that I love about Substack, and I give Substack the most and all of the credit for, is the fact that I no longer have to worry about social media, and being in the day and age that we're in today where social media is quickly headed into the great decline, and where you have people like the great Elon Musk, who's running Twitter to the ground, Facebook, which sucks, Instagram, which sucks. A lot of the social media that we used to use and we used to rely on, you no longer can rely on. And it's proof positive why you need a newsletter and why you need a website, because when you don't own the platform that you use, you are subject to whatever they decide to do with it. Such as right now, there was this huge blow up, which you probably aren't aware of. A couple of days ago, Twitter decided that they were going to no longer allow Substack.com links on the Twitter, in the Twitter timeline anywhere. So if I wanted to promote my Substack, whatever, if I wanted to take this link and paste it into a tweet on Twitter, it would no longer allow it to happen. And the reason, which is again stupid, Substack just announced, this is the first time actually I feel like since its existence that they announced something was coming before it came, because typically Substack just pushes something out there, then they announce the thing that they just pushed out later. But this is the first time that they announced that they're coming out with something called Notes. And Notes, as people believe it to be, or as Twitter or specifically Elon Musk believes Notes to be, is a direct competitor to Twitter, in that it's going to be a feed, a timeline where someone like me can go to this Notes area, and if I find an article that I read somewhere, an image that I like, or a post that I just wrote on my own Substack, I can share it on this Notes feed. And what this Notes feed will be is all of the people that I follow, and the question that they haven't answered yet is if it's going to be people that you don't follow and you're going to see what they're sharing in Notes. So in any event, or specifically Elon Musk, felt that the announcement of this made Substack a direct competitor to Twitter. So what did he do? He put the kibosh on Substack. So if you even try to search in the explore field of Twitter for the word Substack, it will only show you tweets where someone said the word newsletter. Like, that is how serious this man was about blocking Substack. And so the New York Times reported on it. I actually wrote about it myself because I could not believe it, and it's called "Why Substack is Winning and Social Media is Dying Quickly," is because I just pulled a couple. So NBC News reported on it, and so here's the article where NBC News, where it says Twitter restricts users from liking or retweeting posts that link to Substack. When the New York Times is writing about it, you know it's a big deal. Twitter takes aim at posts that link its rival Substack. They wrote about it. And then another place called The Verge. Everyone, if you Google Twitter blocks Substack, you will get numerous articles. Some people are claiming that Twitter has scaled back and now you can link your Substack on Twitter. Some people are still reporting that if they even search for the word Substack, they're only getting tweets that have to do with the word newsletter, and Substack is nowhere to be found on Twitter. Either way, as of April 1st, this is not an April Fool's, I have removed Twitter from my phone. The app is no longer on my phone. I have removed Twitter from all of my devices, and I no longer go to Twitter anymore. I have ceased and desist because there's no need for it. 85 to 90% of my subscribers across all of my newsletters all come from Substack, and I don't need social media anymore to get readers to my work. Substack is doing it all for me. I give them all the credit and the kudos. Thank you very much, because now with Substack getting me my subscribers, all I have to do is write the content. Because if they're going to take the time to create an algorithm that's going to bring readers to my Substack, give me subscribers, then I have to fulfill my end of the deal, which is I need to have content that they're going to actually see when they get there. So that's all I'm focused on right now. I could care less about marketing, and I love that about Substack, is that I don't have to do that part. That part of analyzing, strategizing, trying to come up with the right hashtags, trying to, it was such a waste. And part of me wishes that I came to this realization last year, because last year I feel it was a combination of like a couple of things as to what got me on this mindset. One was that when 2022 ended and I entered 2023 and I looked back, I could not believe that I did not write one word of fiction. Not one. The entire year, I wrote nothing that had to do with fiction whatsoever. Soul crushing that I didn't do that. The second thing was I had this newsletter that I started, or this Substack, this other publication that I started back in the summer of 2022. So about June of last year, I believe, was when I started Beyond the Wizard. life happened. As you know, I adopted a son. A lot of things happened last summer to now that I forgot about this. It escaped my mind, and there's no wonder because I had a lot of things on my plate. And so, 6 to 7 months went by without me even looking at this thing. I set it up and I literally forgot it until someone around the second week of January of this year, left a comment on the first initial post that I wrote introducing my idea of this to say, hey, when is this starting? Because back when I set this up in June of last year, I mentioned that I was going to start rolling out chapters in January of this year. I forgot. And then this person left this comment. Thank you to that person, because it woke me up and I was like, oh my God, yeah, let me see what the heck's going on with Beyond the Wizard. Do I even want to continue this thing because I've got so many things going on? And when I came here, I was stunned because I had over 400 subscribers on this publication that I created last summer, set it, forgot about it, did no promotion for it, did nothing. You know how I got those 400 subscribers? Substack. They did it. They literally pushed my publication that had one post, nothing else, a whole lot of promises. They pushed it and promoted it and put it in front of people that they knew were going to want to participate in this thing that I was setting up. And it got me 400 subscribers in 6 months without me lifting a finger. And I was like, oh my God, how the heck did that happen? So it was the not writing fiction last year. It was Substack getting me all the subscribers that I needed. So that little push that I needed to get me to not let this thing die in the water, to actually pick it up and go with it, to the point where I'm getting 40 plus likes on posts. I'm getting comments on posts. I'm having discussions. I'm doing polls, all these things like this. This is Beyond the Wizard is the reason why I am writing as much as I'm writing, and I'm as excited as I am. And hi, Babacus, thank you for being here. Yeah, the whole Twitter thing and Substack thing, the fact that it's even considered a rival is mind-boggling to me, because Substack is like 0.00001% of the size of Twitter. So for Elon Musk to be that petty and ridiculous over one feature amongst the hundreds of other features that Substack has is quite laughable. But if that's what helps him sleep at night, to, put such a blockade on Substack, more power to him. Now I call it Elon Musk's Twitter, because that's what it is. It's not just Twitter, it's Elon Musk's Twitter. But let that be the last time I even mention it. And actually, now that I think about it, did I remove Twitter from my website? I have no idea. I did not. So I need to remove this icon from up here. Twitter doesn't exist for me anymore. I know that I removed it from my link tree. Let me just confirm that I did. Yeah, so I no longer have it down here. I even removed Instagram, Facebook. Social media, please get out of my site. I have absolutely no need for you whatsoever. Because I don't need it. The fact that I don't need social media, I think, is one of the best things to happen for me in 2023, that I no longer have to worry about doing the BS self-marketing. And so, Silent Willow, to answer your question, any news is good news, right? So thank you to Elon Musk for doing this, because what it did was it caused Substack, and I'm sure they're going to mention this anytime now, the influx of people that have gone to Substack that had never heard of it before, that are now wondering, what is this thing that got Elon Musk so butthurt that he had to block them? I'm going to go to substack.com. Hold on, and Hi-C orange drink. I don't know when she said this. Okay, it was just 4 minutes ago. So I think I sent it in time. Okay. I mean, it's not a writer's platform. It is what most people use, or what most people claim they use to grow their audience. So Twitter is predominantly used by a lot of writers to promote their stuff. So when you've got a book to sell, you tweet about it. When you've got a story that you wrote, you tweet about it. When you have a story idea that you want to write, you tweet about it, right? And then the idea is you convert those people who see your tweet and want to read your work somewhere else. You put them in. You don't want. That's why people say if you have 1 million Twitter followers, it means absolutely nothing, because those followers are just scrolling mindlessly on a Twitter feed. Where it counts or where it matters is if you have those 1 million followers subscribe to your newsletter, because your newsletter is you, only you, and nobody else. So it is simply a platform that writers use to promote themselves. But what's happening is Elon Musk is one button, one thought away from literally blocking anyone's ability to post links and images. That's the next step. He's right now cherry picking certain websites and certain publications that he deems competition or a threat to Twitter's very existence. But at some point, it's just going to be easier for him to say, you know what, instead of me cherry picking and saying, I don't want the New York Times to have a voice here. I don't want to see Substack links anymore. I don't want to see that. Instead of him saying that, he's just going to say, you can't tweet links anymore. You know what? Images, no more. I'm going to remove the ability for you to share an image. I'm going to remove the ability for you to retweet. He's already putting all of these walls up and blockades up, and he's charging this and he's doing that. That is the problem with putting all of your eggs in a basket that you don't own. When you don't own the Twitter basket, who cares how many followers you have? When you don't own the YouTube basket, who cares if you have 15 million subscribers? It doesn't matter. But when you have a newsletter and you have an email list, you own that list. That list is yours. Those @gmail.com people are yours, and no one but you and the person who owns that email address can get rid of it. If they choose to unsubscribe, that was their choice to do so. But if you have a list of emails, that's yours, and YouTube can't. If YouTube ceases to exist, you still have your list. If Twitter decides that they're going to drive themselves into the ground, you still have your email list. You own that. So that's why it's really important, and especially today, you can't tout numbers anymore. It doesn't matter anymore, because so many people are going to start leaving in droves. Who cares if your TikTok went viral and got 12 million views? Do you have 12 million on your email list? that you don't own those views. You know who owns them? TikTok owns them. So I cannot stress this enough. What matters is your email list. Everything else is just fluff numbers that, you know, you think it makes you feel good and you think it gives you clout. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter when something goes viral and someone says, oh my God. TikTok pays you 0.00001 cent for a view. And how I know this is a YouTuber, MKBHD, who I love, and other YouTubers, because YouTube pays you way more. You're stupid if you think you're going to earn a living from TikTok. Never. If you get 12 million or more views on your TikTok video, you might earn 30 cents for that. Might. And that's only dependent upon a whole bunch of other algorithms and things like that. TikTok does pay you per view, but they pay you nothing. Like, echo it out into the echo chamber of the morons. You cannot earn a living. You can earn a living from YouTube views if you have the right numbers and everything else. But you will never, ever, 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 ever earn a living from TikTok views. The only people who claim to earn a living from being on TikTok are people who have endorsements and advertisers who pay them to advertise their products. And so the living that they're earning is not from the views and the clicks. It's from the advertiser paying them X amount of dollars, because they know that 12 million people are going to see their Coca-Cola can with this viewer. So, you know, the 12 million got them 30 cents, but Coca-Cola paid them 40,000. You know what I mean? Like, that's, so don't be fooled by the hype of people saying that they're earning a living from TikTok. TikTok is not paying them. The person who they're advertising and giving false advertising to is where they're getting it. So, you know, a person who's claiming that this product that they're using is so awesome and amazing, and let me show you how, in that 30-second, 15-second clip, one, they're most likely lying to you. Two, because they're getting paid by their advertiser to say that. And three, the 12 million views that they just got for that fake advertisement gave them nothing. So yeah, TikTok is not the way to go. I refuse to have a TikTok, get a TikTok, own a TikTok. I've never even downloaded the thing on my phone. I have absolutely, like, YouTube is, if I were to go in any route that was a visual route, it would be YouTube. It would not be anything else. At some point, I do want to get into the YouTube game, but I don't want to do it until I have, because YouTube is a time crunch thing. So many people that I know on YouTube have all said the same thing. Like, when they started on YouTube, they did have that 9 to 5, but once YouTube went rolling, they ended up having to quit, or whatever the case may be, or they just didn't have the time. And so the time that it took them to get to the point that they are today took them a lot longer, 2 to 3 to 4 times as long, because of the 9 to 5. So as much as I want to get into YouTube, I just can't. I can't financially, emotionally, mentally. It's too much. So, you know, you do what you can with what you have. And I think what's so great about something like Substack is now all I really have to focus on is the content, and I don't have to deal or think about or even entertain anything other than the content. Thank you to Substack that I finally got to a place in my writing where all I have to worry about is writing, and I don't have to worry about social media, especially because social media is getting real stupid. And I just don't have the mental bandwidth to care or to give a damn but I will stand on that mountaintop, on that hill. I will stand on that soapbox and I will tell the world um to just screw social media. Don't waste your time. Um, what was I doing? Oh yeah, moving this down here. I was pasting this here because for whatever reason, when I try to copy and paste it over here, it gives me issue. Okay. And with social media, I mean all social media. Get out of Medium, get out of Reddit, get out of Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Like, don't bother. You are only going to hurt yourself. It's not worth it. Like, I cannot stress enough just how not worth it is. Okay, so I think I might have done everything else. Let's just check to be sure, but I think I did all of them at this point. Yep, this one's got it, and I believe I already did the first one. Yep. Okay, so all of my Friday fiction now, with the exception of the Picket Theater and the dinner party, have the recorded thing. The recorded, what I recorded for each. YouTube, yes. TikTok, not worth it. It's going to crash and burn very quickly, especially when people realize just how much they can't earn or can't do with TikTok. TikTok is just a mindless waste of time. Personally speaking, it doesn't. If you want it for entertainment purposes, no, I know you were joking about owning, but I also understood what Silent Willow said, which is that he does not have an account. He does not have a, username or anything like that within any of the social media platforms, which I'm sure you also knew that's what he meant. But what I'm saying is, if you've got one, I would create the account just so that you own that name, because the last thing I want to do is have someone on TikTok with my username doing things and saying things that are not me. So what I typically will do is, the second some newfangled crap doodle comes out, I will create an account under it with my name just so that I have it, and then I just don't do anything. I don't create any content. I don't, reshare whatever. I don't use it, but at least I have my name under whatever that new crap doodle is, and so I don't have to worry about someone creating something with my name and being stupid under it. So I always recommend, whenever some new thing happens or whatever the newfangled thing is that everyone's talking about, open it up the one time, get your email address out, sign up for the thing, and then close it, and then just screw it and forget about it. Who the hell cares? because at least that way, and I learned that the hard way, especially because it took me like almost 20 years to get ericadrayton.com back, and it was because I just didn't realize the value of a name until I lost it. And it took me a really long time to get it back. So that's the only reason why I always say, like, it's free. It doesn't as long as it doesn't cost anything for you to go ahead and get your name attached to that thing, go ahead and do it. But it doesn't mean you have to use it, right? It doesn't mean you have to like it or whatever the case may be. It's just so that you have it and you don't have to worry about, God forbid, a decade later, I eat my words, and TikTok actually earns, its users as much as YouTube, which I guarantee you will never happen. Then you could be like, well, that's good because I already have the thing. Now I could just start using the thing the way everybody else is using the thing, and I won't feel left out. Okay, welcome back. That was a quick BRB and back, I gotta say. It almost felt like you never left. So like I was saying before, now I have this section called In My Own Words, where I can write. Now if I got something to say 10 times today and it's on 10 different topics, I will gladly and easily write them and publish them all, because I am no longer emailing these. I no longer need, or am going to be sending what I write here as an email. This is basically going to be me being able to give my opinion on any and everything that I want. And what I'm going to do from now on is whenever I write my first edition, which goes out on the 1st of every month, so May 1st, I will, when I'm writing my May 1st update post, I'm going to come into In My Own Words, and I will look at everything here that has an April date. And I will copy the link and I will paste it in there. So that way, if you want to read what I've been writing, the many, 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 many articles, you can. So Substack is allowing me to do, which is what I initially said it was, which is it's basically an all-in-one platform. So I'm turning In My Own Words into my blog, first edition into my monthly update newsletter, and then Friday Fiction is what it's always been. It's just my short stories. Boom. So I've got everything in one place. I also have a convenient link if you want to go to my Patreon and become a patron, which I am going to try to figure out how to incorporate that a bit more than I have now, which is basically doing nothing. And then this is something new that they incorporated in here. So, which I think is odd that they're calling it newsletters. Really what these are my sections. Because that's how they call them sections. So I'm shocked that they're calling this newsletters. To me, what this should be is all of the different publications that I write, because I have 5 of them at the moment. I have this one, I have Beyond the Wizard, I have my Ensign's Log, and then I have Brave Bird, which is all of my video game topic discussion stuff. So I feel like they should update this, and I'm sure they will, because this is fairly new, like literally this week, and within the last like 48 to 72 hours, this became a thing. Where one, I'd like to be able to edit it myself. Right now I can't. I am beholden to how they have this formatted, but I would, and part of me is thinking like I could technically do this myself. Like I could create a page in Substack, call it, newsletters, and do exactly what I'm saying it should do, which is it should feature all of my actual newsletters. I wonder what if, let's try, as I repeat Sesame Street right now. Also, my wife is on her way back, so I need to keep an eye on the window, because when she gets here, I'm going to have to figure out how to get the dogs downstairs without waking up our son. Ha ha ha. BRB. Okay. To deal with my nasal issues. So let's see if I can do what I just said. Would be a lovely thing. I mean, they would be able to do it a lot nicer than I can because we are limited by how how it would look. So I'm gonna call this what I think it should be called, which is publications. And then I am just going to do this. See, I can make it look this way, although it's not working. But I don't like that look. This one is the one that looks better. So we've got that one. We've got this one. And we've got this one. And then I just did a fourth one, which I'm going to put... I'm trying to come up with a way to bring this one back. I don't know if Silent Willow, if you remember Storyzine way back when I had my my Discord channel, my Discord server, not even a channel, it was the whole server, and we used to do Storyzine. Oh man, those were the days. And what I'm thinking is, I wonder if, let me check something. Okay, so it won't do like the other thing did. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Man, I'm still trying to bring it back. You have no idea how. Like, I'm trying to bring it back so hard that when I got Substack, the second publication or the second newsletter that I created to make sure, like I was just saying, make sure you got the name, was Storyzine. I wanted to make sure, like, I don't know what made me think that someone was going to come up with the name of Storyzine and take that name under Substack, but I wanted to make sure that no one did and that I had it, because I wanted to make sure if there was a way for me to bring Storyzine magazine back, I could do it, and I would be able to do it through here. So okay, so let's continue. This page is for everyone. I'm going to publish it now. So to me, I feel like this is what, how do I add this to my navigation bar though? Do I have to do it like this? Hold on, this gotta, I must be doing something wrong. Create a special page that you can link to directly from the navigation bar. You can also add these pages to your navigation bar. So these are all my publications, and then, like I said, the name newsletter just sounds weird. I can do something similar to what they've done also. Why are you sniffing my foot? Okay, so let us take a look. So now we've got our publications, and then we've got our newsletters. Slightly different, but that's fine. And hopefully I want them to take this, allow it to be side by side, similar to what this looks like. This box up here, I want this box, but with much more detail, to be the top of what the newsletters page looks like, because that would make it be that much more informative. I feel like this is not as informative as it could be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see where they're going with this, which is why they made me think, oh, I should have a publications page. And then eventually I'm hoping that they're working on a columns system so that we can have at least 1, 2, 3, or 4 column option. Even if they just did 2 columns, I would be okay with that, because I want to be able to put things side by side, especially with words and images. And here's my wife. Okay, so I gotta go. Thank you, Silent Willow, and everyone else who was here. My wife has returned. She's got lunch for me, so I'm gonna go downstairs and eat. Bye, guys.